Good evening, all the members who have assembled here today in our auspicious meeting. Well, at the outset, I thank the media fraternity and then the president of railway affected landowners and all the members who have present here. Well, in regard to our land issue, we have been meeting for many times, and now I think we need not to explain in detail what is the right of the Naga people as far as land is concerned. The land in question is well protected by Article 371A, which is enshrined in the Indian Constitution. Therefore, we would like to appeal to all the citizens of and then the leaders to come forward and then support the union to avail the compensation. Since Naga be north or south, east, west, all are Naga's land within the Nagaland land. Therefore, when there are some people having problem with the land issue, all like minded people should come and support. This is what we expect from all Naga leaders. And now, coming back to our discussion, we are very much grateful and thanks to our Honorable Chief Minister Dr. Nefirio, who have already taken up the issue in the Assembly also, and then they are in a view of consideration for reallocation of land to the affected landowners here in Dimapur. Well, in this regard, yes, we are very much grateful for understanding our grievances. But at the same time, for reallocation, that it is a problem sum, since we all know that within this Dimapur town, government has no land. So where to accommodate? These are the technical problems. And on top of that, the affected landowners, they have come with the agenda for compensation very crystal and clear, that we will part the land if the railway department comes forward for compensation. And we are not against the department also, we are not against the development. World-class railway station, if they have to have here in Nagaland, we will be the first man to be the happiest man. But at the same time, they also should compensate which is due to the landowner. This has been what we have shared our mind to the authority concerned, but so far nothing have come true. But anyway, this time we are really happy and grateful to our Honorable Chief Minister Dr. Nefirio for taking up this issue for reallocation. But at the same time, we would like to request him, instead of reallocation, why not forward this land issue to the concerned department for compensation? This is what we want to appeal to the state government and also the railway department to come up with a concrete agenda, concrete vision, how to develop Nagaland also. But just insisting the wrong thing which is not due to them. They have no land within Nagaland map, as been said many a time. Nagaland map is been carved out from the Assam state. And that Nagaland map is been covered by Article 371A. Land and its resources belongs to the people. So I think everybody should respect the Constitution of India, and then be it government or be individual or be community, all should respect the Constitution of India. And if they come in that line, I think this is a very mild issue. Dimapur at the most 7 kilometers that the train is passing by. It's not a big deal also, 7 kilometers. And this, where now the issue have come up, that is within the rail station only. That will be at the most of half kilometer only. And the rest are all remaining 6.5 kilometers that is in a village area. So I think it's not a big deal. Where compensation also at the most 1,000 crores of rupee can solve the problem, and then they can also develop as what they want it. But unless this issue is being addressed, this will keep on having a problem, and rather it will aggravate the situation. Since Nagas, we cannot compromise on the land issue. This is what I want to share with everyone who are here today. Thank you.
Sir, Chief Advisor of Nagaland Chief Minister Dr. Dimapur Assembly recently railway affected landowners acknowledge resettlement sir kundu niyam dia resettlement because government resettlement compensation landowners
Amakan itu compensation mangase very short. Aru itu compensation itu tu hole as per the rules itu amakan mangase. Amakan bi pra land pata pra se ki kya je itu tu not out of the way. Aru itu right to property laga amakan itu fight kurase. On top of that, Article 371A amakan Nagaland protect kura laga demand has. Itu amakan resettlement in a sense, reallocation kurbo pare tekan resettlement to ki resettlement. Itu tu rather we are confusing. Resettlement kwa itu tu hale compensation kurbo kwa sena bola che itu tu will not go to the deepest. Since it is a government policy, the government knows in what way that they want to do it. But shortly, what Amakan Kwatu, we want compensation. And Amakan to meeting people, if compensation is been given to us, Amakan to will pursue compensation is met. Compensation, the work going in court case, withdraw. Union Bra already decided. It was sub mana Amakan to will pave the way for world-class train station. Whatever it may be, but we want compensation only. Where Amakan Tade left, right, itu ako issue to hole dosra zagati jabolibon nai. Ara Amakan to hole straight away to compensation. That is the demand, and will stand by that only. Thank you all.
Compensation la hisab te Dr. Dimapur Chief Minister darwa ko hisab to market rate na diwo pushe in a statement.
I can say all that.
Yeah, so but then I think there are certain rules and regulations or some acts also that should be given double if it is to be compensated. So if the Chief Minister has said that, what can the association say on this?
I think the Chief Minister had stated clearly in the Assembly that compensation may not be possible, but resettlement. But as our senior advisor had clearly stated, our goal is to get compensation. That's it. And as far as the question of compensation is concerned, Chief Minister had clearly stated also that market rate will not be given. He was talking on 2 points. One, he stated clearly that resettlement may be a possibility, but not compensation. On the other hand, he had also stated that even if compensation is given, it may not be according to market value, market rate. Our point is this: we thank the state government for taking up the issue in the Assembly and admitting that the association has a right to claim. Number two is, if we are to claim purely according to the Railway Act, I will later furnish the Act also, but it states clearly that when the railway acquire land, they will pay twice the market value. But that will not be the stand of the association. We are open to talks with the Railway Department as well as the government of Nagaland. We know the problems of our government also. We will not be demanding too high a price which the state government cannot pay or the department cannot pay. But it should be adequately given so that we have a world-class railway station. And for compensation, since we have the association, according to the Transport Minister Shri Paiwang, he had stated that there could be around 800 to 1,000 patas. Now when the association was formed last year and we started asking for the landowners to hand over the Xerox copies of the patas to the association, of now, which has been perhaps around 4 to 5 months, we have collected hardly 110. And we are screening also. So we had collected around 400-500, but during the course of screening, some were perhaps fake, some had just, normal piece of paper, perhaps given by some administrative officials, just on a plain paper. So while screening out of 400-500 patas, so far the genuine ones that we have at hand is around 110. And furthermore, we have asked all the pata holders to submit the patas. Let's see how genuine the patas are. So the government need not be so scared of having so many patas with the common man here, with the public, because they feel that they have so many patas, so they may not be able to pay compensation. But it's not that. When we hear the word encroachment, we feel that is not the right word as far as the case is concerned. But once we started collecting the patas, we feel that there are many fake patas also. So all those screening is to be done, and perhaps out of 1,000, hardly it could be few hundred patas which are genuine, issued by the government. So we are always open to talks. Since we have the association, the government can always invite us, or we can always seek for appointment with the government or the railway ministry or the department, and we would like to see that we come to an amicable solution.
What if the government says for resettlement and maybe not as much compensation? Would you like to meet in the middle? Both will be given, but not as much as expected.
See, we are for compensation, so we'll end up with compensation. But if we are to meet halfway, half compensation, hypothetically speaking, half compensation, half resettlement, whose land are they going to give us? Whose land? I don't think the government has much land, and the land belongs to the people. I don't think we have any free plots around.
Especially in the urban areas also, since your properties are in the commercial.
Sir, Chairman brought clearly question. First, Pata Chamagram, they are around 400-500 screening for 110. 110.
Yes.
Photocopy mangyas.
Yes.
Now, sir, yadi kunba do retired porigina 4th grade kande chutu mati kini na bi taka mihan global window right by interview gam ni dikishi. They dakan kya jakan nai. So kunba do 30-40 years bi taka manu ba. Kunba do sir idu mati do dibole bi monu thayo pare. So itya landowners association bra kiman da agreement korina ase.
And the aim of the association is to gather all the patas. And once we feel, after screening, checking, rechecking, we want to finalize it, whether it comes up to 150, 200, we want to give it to the Deputy Commissioner so that he also sees it in his office as well as the Land Record Office and see how many are genuine. And those found genuine must be compensated.
Well, I just want to substantiate more on this issue. Well, as far as compensation is concerned, yes, there is a system, be it in Nagaland or Assam, anywhere else, and then compensation normally. There's a system of paying the compensation. And here in Nagaland, of course, we also expect the same thing also. But this Nagaland have become a problem. We don't want to blame anyone. See, innocent people out of their innocence, they have purchased the land all over here in Dimapur, taking in a way that Article 371 is being protected of our land. And therefore they have purchased the land. But meanwhile the railway have come in between claiming their land, and then, many people are being affected. So in this regard, yeah, we all know that the problem is a problem. So nothing better than solving the problem. So it may not be to the price of the, market rate. Just, of course, we have to be very clear in our position also. So the landowners also, they'll have to sacrifice something. As well as the government also should understand. And then the railway department, they will compensate only. So some adjustment should become in between to solve the problem. We cannot claim that much also. And then we cannot give in a throwaway price also. So some reasonable nest should be there. But if the government feel that this too, we will not give as what they are demanding, that also it becomes a problem. And landowner also, if they say that we have to get the double, then there will be no meeting point, to my understanding. So this has become one of the most problem here in the Dimapur. So I think this problem should be solved amicably. And I've been saying, see, 7-kilometer Dimapur railway track is crossing, only 7 kilometers. So if by and large, if the issue can be taken up in that manner, where some lands are under village authority, some under administration, and all like that. So just apart from this railway station, others land, be it in a Burma Kem or Sangtam Tila or Tahaiga, anywhere else. Those places generally, if it can be dealt, and then classification, the rate in that area should be lower, and the rate here in the urban area, in the prime area, should be little more. That some kind of adjustment, that the union will also take care of all these things, and then we will support our deputy commissioner, the government, and then we are here to solve the problem. We are not here to create the problem. Therefore, all should understand in that manner and solve this issue once for all. Thank you.
What about that previous?
আমি ইয়াতে একটা সাপ্লিমেন্ট কৰিবলৈ মন আছে 700 কিলোমিটাৰছ এইটো ভিতৰতে 7 কিলোমিটাৰছ ভিতৰতে কোনোবাটো বাচ্চা খান স্কুল কৰাই কোনোবাটো টাউন ওচৰতে থাকিব কৰাই কোনোবা বিজনেছ কৰাই business ito নিজৰ মনৰ পৰাটো কেনেকৈ আছে তো 20 40 years court বনাই তাতে একদম পুৰা থাকি আছে ইটো ছোন নথকা মানুহ আছে হলিবি নাগা মানুহ কাৰণ আছে তাতে থাৰ্ড পাৰ্টি হলিবি ৰেলৱে ডিপাৰ্টমেণ্ট or administration or ito railway affected association ito tinta mojate discussion korigene ito settle korle bal hobo koigena ami ekta duta supplement kurase. Thank you sir.
Itula issue the previous officials khanra pata illegally issue kurishe according to how the things are going right now. And what is visible action against those erring officials or not?
Officially government to itu manu ghor bhi banai jeno boase tate building ase tate manu khushi bacha family loi jeno boase itu affected khan to hole itu railway department settle kor dile itu bacha khan family khan loi jene ekta alternative bisarbo to dosra manu kun ase no rani itu pura tirkal gurbo kwa to itu to na itu to kunpi parbule la kotha tu no hoy to na itu garani railway department.
See, as far as Dimapur land is concerned, there was a long time history. So there was at first, at the beginning, some portion was owned by the landowners, some portion administrative area. Though it's a pata land, people were ignorant. And then the land was being occupied in that manner. So in due course of time, since there was no clear landmark, be it the land, railway department or anybody else, any village or any town dealers, at that point of time. So there was no proper landmark, no proper demarcation and all. So at that point of time, the administrations, they have issued where the land are empty all over, not only on this railway colony, but anywhere else where there is empty place, empty plot. Administration, they have issued pata. So I think we don't have to blame the administrator also. Since the land was vacant, there was no development. So any plot which was vacant, that administration has a liberty to allocate the land to any individual who seek for allotment. So I think this also has to keep in consideration, since the land was empty in many places. The land was not development, no proper landmark. So I think administration, whosoever have issued also, they should not be blamed. Since, as I have said, it is more than 40, 50 years pass over. At that time of Dimapur, when we think, Dimapur was also just like a jungle. It has been developed just within 10, 15 years only. Or else, this Dimapur was also not worth of saying Dimapur city. That was the time. So at that point of time, administration, they had full liberty to develop this Dimapur. So we don't have any complaint on whosoever have issue pata. Thank you.
With regard to the same question, Inigas, railways, they base their entire issue purely, during the start of railways in Nagaland. 1903, 4, 5, 6, I think it's around 120 years in Chennai. Railway first, Nagaland ti ahatu. So railway come to Itia Amikan advisor Kwan Shana 1903, 4, 5 railway Dimapur ti Aisha, of course, which is Nagaland. So 120 years Hoisha to Itia. During the railway occupation of the land in question, Turu Taikala Mati Ase Koisha. Amikan statehood Patu Amikan Dosra state in 1963 statehood Paigana Amikan Article 371A Indian Constitution the enshrine Kurugina, the land belongs to the people. So whatever act was pre 1963, Article 371A supersedes all those acts. Eto amikan clearly janibol lagi. Aro itia kwanishana empty plot khali, it's not kun thagilebi. Say few years back, down the line to 40, 50, 60, 70 years back, pata issue kurugena Naga Manukan empty plot thaga dia to etu to heaven to Bhagwan ase olibi amikan earth to amikan to government ni amikan la baba ama ase to. So kun administrative officials age pata issue kurugena to Bhagwan laga kam hi kurise. Taikhan laga blame kurbole ku khali jaga manukot bhoibo akas ti bhoibo na ki. तो गवर्नमेंट तो इनका पता इश्यू कुरुगे ना आगे इत्या क्वेश्चन पुट अप करा तो एतु एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव ऑफिशियल्स और रोज काम तो एकदम बाल काम कुरे आसे बाल काम कुरिशे कोई के ना कोई दिया से दे